Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. Today, we have a special guest, Coffey Anderson, with another special guest, Miss Belle Crause. It is a pleasure to have you both.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Excited to be here.
No worries. So, the first question, which is always the hardest question. Actually, you can both answer this. That'll be fun. So, who is Coffey Anderson and who is Belle Crause?
Ladies first, please.
It's very kind of you. Well, I'm Belle Crause, and I am currently out of Puyallup, Washington's where I live. I'm traveling for work. I'm currently sitting in Anaheim, California, but I grew up in southeastern Kentucky, joined the military right out of high school when I was 18 years old. I was an explosive ordnance disposal technician, and that's just Army speak for bomb squad. And I did that for right about 8 years. And I left the service back in 2001, had a couple children, and it was time for me to do what a lot of us ladies do. I traded my Army stripes for baby wipes, and I stayed home and I raised our children for the next 12 years. And then I started a business after that. So now my husband and I, we run our own financial services company. And that's kind of how we met Coffey at a Freedom Fest that was hosted by our company CEO. And that's what brought us here.
Wow. Awesome.
Awesome.
Great introduction in our getting to know each other. My name is Coffey Anderson. I sing country music. I sing neo-traditional country music with a soul voice. I'm from Bangs, Texas. I now live in North Dallas, and I work out of Nashville and LA. And I had somebody ask me the other day, explain your career to us. And I said, tuxedo t-shirt. They go, what? I said, I feel like I'm in a tuxedo t-shirt and I'm at the prom and I keep winning. I feel like I'm the luckiest guy alive to be able to do what I do and to bring smiles to people with my voice, with my gift, with my songwriting. So yeah, that's it.
That is awesome. Very simple, very plain, straight to the point. I love it.
I have to ask though, why bomb squad? Like, what was that like? That's like I have to do that. I don't know. What intrigued you by that?
So my dad was a coal miner for many years, as was my grandfather. And my dad's job in the coal mines, he was known as the blast man. They'd go in and set the charges to basically blow out rock and stuff to create the new veins that they were going to mine. From there, they did a lot of strip mining there, southeastern Kentucky, Appalachia, West Virginia area. Like coal is very big there. So my dad was a blast man in the coal mines. And when I was, preparing to join the military, I didn't quite know exactly what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to join the Army because somebody had told me I could be all I could be. And that was intriguing to me. I was like, well, just how much can I be? And it was one of those things that came up on the list of things I was qualified for. And I thought, well, if my dad blows stuff up for a living, why can't I? So that's what I did.
Amazing.
Why not? Sounds like fun in a scary kind of way, I think.
Growing up in the coal regions myself originally, totally understand that. Yes.
That's cool. So, Coffey, do you think society recognises women for everyday heroism enough or not?
I think it's become more apparent, especially after COVID. I think people started realizing what it takes to keep a house running during the day for sure. I think there's a lot more awareness of the energy that goes into it and how you're never really off work when you're a mom and you're at home and you got babies and then you're trying to start a career like Belle did. And so it does take a lot. So I think there's a lot more appreciation for sure. I was a mama's boy and I have an older sister. So I've always had a special place in my heart for what women go through and what they have to deal with and their perspective on beauty, on weight, on image, on how they see each other, on how they see themselves. And so I learned a lot about self-talk by having an older sister, things that she dealt with and things that she battled. And so I think there's a lot more awareness for sure. Appreciation, I don't know, but it all depends on what house you're in because
Yeah.
we really try to honor the women in our house, especially for Mother's Day and birthdays and all those things. So yeah.
That's awesome. And it's great to have a man who's grown up with sisters and appreciates them that way, because as a, that doesn't always work with brothers and sisters, does it? Sometimes
Right.
it can be a rivalry, but it's good to know that you've got,
Mhm.
that compassion for each other.
So just to trail off that into the song a little more. So I heard that you had like over 9,000 comments or something like that after you posted about, hey, what should we write about with
Yes.
titles? Tell us a little bit about
Right.
that.
So I went to Burlington, North Carolina to sing at Freedom Fest, is where I met Bill. And it was a meet and greet after the show. And I'm meeting everybody. Everybody's like, great job. Hercules, Hercules. It sounds so good. Sounds so good. And I was like, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And she's like, why haven't you written a Mrs. Red, White, and Blue? There's a lot of good women that served and didn't make it back. A lot of good women that gave up a lot. We may feel invisible right now. Can you write something for us? Why haven't you? And I was like, well, you know, what had happened? I don't know. I said, I apologize. I have no idea why I haven't. And I didn't sleep well that night. The next day I wake up. I'm driving to meet my sister from North Carolina. I was going to go meet her in Georgia. And I couldn't shake it. So I got on the side of the road, just like I am right now. And I said, hey, internets, I want your help. I want to write a song to honor women that have served our country. And forgive me for not doing it before, but give me song titles, give me lyrics. I'm not going to do this wrong, but I want your help in doing it right. 9,000 comments, so many different song titles, lyrics, people were giving up. And people were just saying, oh my gosh, I served, teary eye emoji, crying emoji. I would love for this to happen. I started doing more research. The first woman served our country legally as a female in the military in 1917. Before that, they were cutting their hair off and saying that they were men and still enlisting. And I'm going, okay, wait a minute. So I saw a comment that said, you can't spell hero without her. And you know how the fries at McDonald's are underneath this lamp? I felt like there was a lamp from heaven over the top of me just going, this is your title. Ooh. And I go, okay, all right, this is it. And I wrote 8 verses to that song. It flowed out of me. It flowed out of me. We chose the best 3. Hands down, we chose the best 3. The song is perfect. It's not done wrong. It's perfect. And I called in the big guns for it. We spared no expense in recording it. I recorded it at Jay DeMarcus's house. You know him from Rascal Flatts. Life is a highway. Jay. We recorded that at his home with the best musicians. Half of it was Luke Combs' band. The other half were just unbelievable guys. And so I am honored to have been given the song and to see the views and the hits and the people. I even asked for photos from our women that did serve so we could put them in the music video. 40,000 pictures later. We have 4 videos. One of them is just pictures. One of them is a lyric video. The other one is the main video. And then we have another video that's just 8 minutes of the song repeating 4 times with pictures. So it's humbling, it's overwhelming. And I'm honored that I wrote it, for sure. Yeah.
That is awesome.
It's a beautiful song. Loved it. I know the first time I heard it, I shared it with all my friends that served in, male or female.
Good.
Just because I was like, this is a great song. And obviously I've shared other songs of yours as well, but
no matter what.
It was just,
no matter
I was
what.
like, listen to you
Thank
guys.
you.
It was awesome. So
yeah.
I played it last week at the Grand Ole Opry. I debuted that song at the Grand Ole Opry last week. Standing ovation. There's a need. There's a need.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
It does.
Thank
so
you.
Belle, tell us, what advice would you give to women joining the forces, or to your younger self?
I think the advice would be different for my younger self than it would be for someone joining today, because our society has progressed a lot since, I served from 1993 until 2001. I was part of some of the first integrations of basic trainings where you had male and female in the same basic training squads and in the same platoons and things of that nature. And so it's a different landscape today than it was then. To my younger self, I guess I would say, remember who you are. because a lot of stuff
Wow.
comes at you and will make you question who you are. But when you remember who you are, nothing else can stick to you. Nothing else can stick to you. And for the ladies that are joining now, follow that fire inside of you. Follow the fire inside of you wherever it leads. Don't let anyone pour water on that fire.
Yeah, that is awesome. They're great words. There's
That
a
was
country
great.
song in there, I
Amen.
think.
Yeah, I think there's another country song in there. Just want you to know.
She had about 2 or 3 country songs in there for sure.
Absolutely. Oh. So I'm gonna ask you now, obviously being out of the military and stuff, and I know there's that transition period and things. How has that experience influenced you as a woman and leadership, mentorship, and things that you do today?
Oh, wow. That's a very good question.
Mm.
Perspective on consequences, whether they're good consequences, bad consequences, but perspective. There's some things that, in the business world that can happen. And if you let that, get to you, like you can find yourself in places of anxiety or places of depression. But when you tell yourself, well, at the end of the day, no one went home in a body bag today.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do in business that is going to be that degree of finality in someone else's life or in my life, the person next to me. At the end of the day, we may have had a rough day in business, but we both get to go home to our families.
Yeah.
And that's what.
Wow.
So I think it gave perspective. I also think it gave some calm. A life can be chaotic. I learned a lot of things on the bomb squad, how to disarm different things. No one taught me how to disarm a 4-year-old with a stomach virus. So when you are in the thick of that, right, and you're in that stage of life, it can be a humbling experience, but it comes back to remember who you are at your core, and motherhood is a great service. I served in the military and I served my family, but sometimes you can get lost in the mundane and the day-to-day. I remember one time my kids, again, stomach virus, were sick, and I'm standing there in the mess of it all. And I was thinking, I used to protect the president of the United States of America. And today I stand in my kitchen, covered in my children's biohazards, right? And it's like, it can be humbling, but at the same time, anybody can join the military and do what I did. But only I could be a mother to my children.
Yeah.
And so I knew the be all that I could be that I heard when I was, in high school. This is the next level of being all I could be, because I'm shaping other human beings in this moment, in this time. And that perspective, and then bringing that into business as well. You learn a lot about your core strengths when you parent. And I'm sure it's the same mother and father. I know it's different. I cannot speak from a father's perspective. Extremely valued, extremely needed. I do believe that both parental units they serve unique, things in the family dynamic, but I can't speak to that perspective because that's not the role I filled.
Right.
But when I can bring that to business and have that heart to see people for who they are, but still have that strength to stand up in a moment to say, no, this is the course we're taking. And you can blend that and bring that forward. I think it is a beautiful development of that be all you can be.
Yeah, definitely. That is awesome. Okay. Go on.
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say, go ahead, and I'll let you ask the next question. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Coffey, what do you hope that listeners will take away from this song? Oh.
Goodness.
Look at that.
I had to get my baby out.
Did I get the guitar out? Yeah. Everyone knows what's
I was
coming.
like, hold on. Y'all didn't know Belle is one of the best speakers on the planet, by the way. She's dropping some gems today.
I know. I was gonna be like, I think you need to mentor me because I always feel like I'm never a great speaker. I'm just that type of person, especially in my day job. So I was like, I might need to on a personal level here. We might need to talk a little more so I up my game.
Yeah, she's unbelievable. All right, what was your question, Paula?
What do you hope your listeners take away from this song?
What do I take away from what? Say it again.
What do you hope that your listeners will take away from this song?
I want my listeners to, especially the listeners that served our country, I want them to feel seen and heard, period. When Belle looked at me and she said, we feel invisible, that's a real statement.
Mhm.
There was a couple, and the husband served, and so did the wife.
Yeah.
And the husband had tattoos and had the hat, and everybody thanked him, but she served just as well.
Mm.
And so the invisibility is a thing.
Yeah.
And you know, I was a caregiver for years, and everybody would always say, how are they doing? How are they doing? And I'm the
Yeah.
one with no sleep and all the things. So for someone to even go, how are you? I'm like, what? It's foreign.
Mm.
So I know what it's like to feel invisible. So I definitely wanted to make sure that the women that I served our country,
Yeah.
they felt seen and heard with this song.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I can totally understand from the caregiver point of view. My dad and I looked after my mother for years, and it was always, "How's your mum?" And there was only that odd one or two people that would actually say to me and my dad, "How are you two doing?" Because it's always down to
Right.
the patient. But yeah, I
Absolutely.
can totally understand that. Totally understand.
Yeah, for good reason. I understand it.
Mm.
Wow.
So we'll go to playing the music very soon, I promise everyone. But I have one more question. From a writer's perspective, as a writer,
You're good.
what
You're
is
good.
your
Yes, ma'am.
favorite line? Like, what was like, I mean, obviously the whole song is awesome, but like, is there a special point in the song that you were just like, yeah, like I love this. Like, this is like, it really hit you.
I think I was honored enough to sing at the funerals of the 13 that were killed in Kabul. I sang at 9 of those funerals. And for the ones that didn't make it, we pause and then we cry. And we can still see their smile in every sunrise. I talked to Nicole G's sister and her best friend, and, you know, they see glimpses of her. And I think that bridge really just hits home because, you know, I've having trauma is one thing, not having that person here is another thing.
Mm.
And I would rather have the one that I love broken than not have them at all. And I think that uh, the lack of some people not making it home is a heavy weight. It's a letter jacket that nobody wants to be a club member to.
Mm.
So that bridge really sobering to me.
Yeah. Definitely.
I will admit, the first time I heard it, I was like, I'm not gonna cry. And I have a good friend that was in law enforcement, and she always used to tell me, because I was always that type that I was very stoic kind of when we had gone to some funerals, and she said to me one time, she goes, yes, just think of shiny shoes. She goes, look how shiny your shoes are. I'm like, I'm not wearing boots, lady. Like it was just the joke, like we were, because she was wearing her dress boots, and I'm
Yeah.
like, but it was just that she's like, you got this. She goes, you'll cry in your time and stuff, but know that in this moment,
Yeah.
it's a remembrance. They want to remember who they were. They don't want you crying for them, in other
Right.
words. So give them that. I'm like, oh, that was really cool the way she said about respecting, and and still you still get teary eyed. You still try to be like, I got this, but yeah, it's very,
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
sobering, the whole song. So, and by the way, Belle, I don't
Absolutely.
know,
Well,
we haven't even started, but we should probably start off with thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Because I know Paul's not in the US, but she does thank everyone for their service because she's from a military family too. So
yeah, good.
yeah.
Yeah, my dad served, my brother served, my granddad served, they all served. So, and my brother, when he came out, he went through a lot of trauma because he served in Afghan and stuff. So he saw a lot. And even my dad now, there's a lot of stories he won't tell me about what he's seen and what he went through. So, these people put themselves in the line for us to have this life that we have, and we can't thank you enough. We really can't, so. And I must admit, we did a military show this weekend, and it was hard to find songs about women, or even actually female singers. Yours was in there, I must admit. But you know what I mean? Out there, the majority of songs are either men singing it, and there's not many female singers that do it, which is, I think something we need to, push forward and get more off, definitely. So yeah.
I agree. I agree with
did.
that.
We absolutely spotlighted your song too on there because we
Yeah.
didn't mention that. So
Yeah, and we
Oh,
mentioned
well,
the
well,
interview.
thank
our
so
pleasure. Our pleasure on that, for sure.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, all right, so let's gear you up to play
Oh,
Can't
let
Spell
me
Hero
go
without
let me go to the
a
other
Girl.
side of the truck.
Oh, no worries. We can take a little break. I was gonna say we could have paused the recording if you wanted, but no.
Sorry.
Oh no, we
Oh,
lost him.
excuse me.
He'll be
No, you
back.
didn't. I'm here. I hit. I closed it off by accident. Okay.
He's
Are we good?
thinking to himself.
We are good. Whenever you are ready,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
All right, let me. I'm putting the back of the seat down. I'm bigger than I think. Like this, I'm 6'5" and like 230. Like I just let me see. Well, here is you can't spell hero without her. It's for all my ladies that have served our country, given their time and their service for my protection and for my freedom. And to you, Belle, thank you. Signed up to fight for freedom. What a price you had to pay. Picture in a helmet, missing family every day. Your lady liberty, dressed like G.I. Jane. Some scars we'll never see. She will never be the same. She's a mother, she's a daughter. She's a sister and a friend. Standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. On that old dusty base with the meadows that shine, she's been to hell and back for the stars and the stripes. Your lady liberty, dressed like G.I. Jane. Some scars we'll never see. She will never be the same. She's a mother, she's a daughter. She's a sister and a friend. Standing tall in their uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. For the ones that didn't make it, we'll pause and then we cry. You can still see her smile in every sunrise. 'Cause she's a mother, she's a daughter, she's a sister and a friend. Standing tall in that uniform until the very end. When Uncle Sam called, she signed that line to serve. 'Cause you can't spell hero without her. You can't spell hero without her. Yeah, yes.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
That is.
Good. Good. Well, thank y'all for having me. Thank you for letting me tell this story. Belle, thank you for the inspiration, and so proud of what y'all are doing. Thank you so much. It really means a lot.
Anytime.
Thank you both for joining us. It has been a pleasure having you, and you are both welcome back anytime.
Yeah.
It has
Okay.
been a pleasure having you and getting to know both of you.
Yep.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you, friends, for joining us, and we will see
Bye,
you
y'all.
here next time.
Thanks.
Adios.
Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.